I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
That Sports for the best authentic sportswear. You check Wilton Sports when you want the best authentic sportswear. Wilton Sports. Food change advertise fee. And if you roll out the numbers, remember, no easy laugh, no off.
Some sports were for take notes. Them full of dreams and hopes. Then why them come and sell rope? When there is only one, yeah, there is only one goat. And that a Wilson, yeah, that a Wilson, yeah, that a Wilson sports. Yeah, ball boots, ball tops, ball shots, string yard, ball socks. Them kind of drip you quick for make your ex call back. Little quick, this in my boots and ball out, me want that. My Nike ticky pretty and my Adidas all black. Dribble down you feel it, grip me feel me can't drop. Slide tackle all my own a team and know this snap up. Why? Because I'm by the supper.
All right, good morning, one and all. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Management, on the first day of the year 2024. What a beautiful thing it is to be alive, right? To live to see another year, to have strength, to have health. And for some of us, we have wealth to add to the health. Right, we have our families, and that is so awesome. It's such a good thing. There could have been an accident that took us out, could have been some criminal activity, but we're all here. We had struggles, but we made it through. So we are forever grateful to that. So happy New Year to you. I wish you the best that life has to offer in 2024. I urge you to pursue your dreams and your purpose in life relentlessly, because in it you'll find meaning to living. I don't just want you to be alive. I want you to live life, right? And that is important. It means you work hard, you have fun, you love good, and you do good. That's the way we ought to live. I also want to encourage you. You know, every year we do this, and every program we find a way of encouraging you. We look to the hills from whence cometh our help, and our help comes from the Most High God. But I want to share a leadership thought with you from the same book that I spoke to you about. Our guest is here, and he has a solid 30 minutes with me. So I'm going to make sure I maximize his time. But I have to share this with you, right? So Google, I think in 2013, they did a whole thing, having been such a successful organization, trying to figure out what are the reasons for their success. And so into the project, among the skills they logically assumed were most vital to lead a tech company in the future were what they call STEM skills, you know, science, technology, engineering, and math. The surprise was that STEM skills came in dead last in importance, not down the list a bit, but at the very bottom. Equally surprising were the skills that came out on top. The skills were the ability to make connections across complex ideas, being a good critical thinker. Remember, we spoke about that a few days ago, and being a good coach, listener, and communicator were all more important than what they call the STEM skills, right? Very, very important. And the whole idea is to match the way you lead with the environment, not as you imagine it to be, but as it actually is. So as things change, you have to understand, you have to change the way you're thinking about leadership and how you approach life on a whole. We have to begin to change. And no matter what success you have, Google said this: let's see if what we think we know about ourselves and what makes us successful is actually right. So please, please, please stop, sit down, take a day, take half a day, think about 2023 and see what you can do better in 2024 to have better outcomes in your life. Don't just go through the mundane. Don't stick to the status quo. Yeah, don't operate under the modus operandi. Look at your life and make adjustments where necessary. Santini, Sherman, Duckland, Triple E, Rob, Smith, Fresh God, all right? Sherman, all the Clarendonians in the building, Owen, Dan, Gargan, bless up yourself. I won't hesitate any longer because this is a busy man right now, and it's preseason and it's a holiday. So I want to introduce and invite to I Am Sure Sports, the captain for several years now of our national senior men's team. Also captains Philadelphia Union, was a part of Sporting Central, was connected to Harborview, have the distinction of going to school at Clarendon College and at Glenmuir, right? In his early beginnings, went to university, completed his degree, a high flyer, a good leader, see him with his family, a family man, a good husband, good father, a businessman, an articulate young man. But we're going to talk to him today about his exploits for so many years across the CONCACAF region. And maybe, who can tell, we will see him in Europe before he ends his career. Let's welcome this morning Skip and Captain Mr. Andre Blake. Ali, hold on, you're muted. Let me take you off mute. Unmute. Yeah, you're muted. There you go.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How you doing? Happy New Year to you and your family.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. How things? How did you? Well, I don't know if you want to give us all the details, but I will ask anyway. How did you spend the New Year or the New Year's Eve?
I took the kids to beach
Okay.
yesterday, so that was important. Some family time, and then I ring in the New Year watching some fireworks.
Awesome. We're in Wilmington.
I'm not going to disclose my location.
All right. No problem. But so good to have you, Andre. always enjoy my conversations with you since we have started interacting. And I know it's a limited time we have, but I know there'll be some meaningful stuff share today that will be a blessing to someone, will probably provide some counsel, some direction to some youngster. Maybe a husband will learn something, a father will learn something, or just a businessman will learn something from our dialogue today. Because whatever we do, we want to make sure that we're adding value to people's life. All right. So I want to give you the opportunity to begin by just sharing for those who have seen you in the goal, you spent so many years overseas. Like, how did you start out in football? Just your background, um, all the way through the ranks in Jamaica to where you are right now. You heard that?
I didn't hear the last part. You're breaking up.
Oh, no, I'm saying that I want you to just go through like your background. How did it all start for Andre Blake? In terms of your
Oh.
footballing career. Just give us your background, where you're from in Jamaica, a little bit about your family and how you got involved in the game, how you became a
Mm-hmm.
goalkeeper, and just going through the ranks from prep or primary school to high school to university.
Oh, all right. So, born and raised in Canaanites, Clarendon, Maypen, Clarendon. Um, Went to Maypen Primary School, where that's when I kind of discovered that I have a strong love for football, and football is what I want to change my life. I wanted football to give me a better life, so I had that mindset from a very, very, very young age. I was determined, was very determined. So went to Maypen Primary, and then after that was high school. Went to Glenmuir for 1 year. Then I transferred to Clarendon College for 5 years. Then I came back to Glenmuir for sixth form. So I finished my high school at Glenmuir, and then when I was going to Clarendon College, I was playing with Harborview for a little bit. Then
Oh,
because of the distance, traveling from way up at North Clarendon to go all the way outer east, it was too much. It was definitely too much. So I ended up transferring to Sporting Central, which was home team, hometown club. And then now, coming back from Clarendon College, as I said, to Glenmuir. So when I was going to Glenmuir, once I finished with Glenmuir, I was played a little bit with Sporting Central, and then I took the jump over to college. Did 3 years in college. Entered the draft, got selected, and
you're just
went to the
canning over
pros,
that.
and here I am now.
You're just canning over
Huh?
that, like enter the draft, got selected, like it is just
I'll
like
I'll leave you to I'll leave you to elaborate on that.
all right.
If
So
you know,
let's
you know. If you know, you know.
so let's get to. Did you always want to go to college, or you wanted to go
No,
pro,
no.
and then you just decided like this pro thing not gonna work? Let's go to college. How did you move from not going pro with the kind of talent we are seeing now to decided to go into college instead?
So I've always wanted to go pro. As I said earlier, from younger, I used to tell myself, I want to play professionally. This is what I want to change my life so I can take care of my family and all of that. So it was it was something that I grew up just thinking about it like morning, noon, and night. But when I got to the high school level now, I was doing really well. And I think like 4 or 5 colleges had offers. And I turned
Oh,
them all down. I turned
oh,
them down. I said no. I said no. I don't want to go to college. I want to go pro. I want to go straight pro. So that was kind of it. And then I remember I was at church one Sunday morning, and I got a phone call from a guy from a guy called Paul Harvey. So I think at the time he was the person that's scouting the talents in Jamaica and kind of, distributing them to the different colleges that are looking for players. So he really knew the market, or he had connection with somebody down here that would say, all right, if you're looking for a goalkeeper, it's this person. If you're looking for a striker, it's that person. So I guess he had heard about me because UConn, University of Connecticut, was looking for a goalkeeper. So he heard about me, I guess, and yeah, he called me one Sunday morning. Me actually in the church and see this strange number call me, and I was like, all right, I wasn't gonna answer, and then I said, all right, I
Your mother
stepped
wasn't beside.
outside.
Your mother wasn't beside you at church that Sunday.
I was I was big enough at that time where I wouldn't get a spanking, but so I step outside and I took the phone call, and he kind of introduced himself, Paul Harvey, blah blah blah. He's in the States. He's been helping Jamaicans to make the jump over to college. So I was like, okay then, and he kind of dive into it where he was saying that he knows that I don't want to go to college. I want to go, directly professionally, but he was kind of saying that, listen, this is a very good college, and I can guarantee you that with the talent that you have, if you go to college and you continue to perform like this and work like this and stay dedicated, don't get lost in the system, you're gonna get drafted, and that's an opportunity to get to the pros, and for whatever reason, it just all made sense. And mind
Okay.
I had already turned down 4 or 5 colleges
While in
because
sixth
I
form.
pro me want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I pro me want to go.
Oh.
So, but again, I don't know if it's the way him put it or it was destiny or what. But after the phone call, I was like, all right, I'm going to college. And it had the ups and the downs because my manager, the late Brandon Murray at the time,
Right at Sporting
my manager,
Central.
the late, yeah, he
Because they
was
were saying
not
that
happy.
they said Sporting Central was the Barcelona of Jamaica.
Yeah. So, and he wanted me to go pro. I wanted to go pro. We went to, not a lot of people know, but he took like 3 of us to Spain, Valencia, to try out with their youth team while he was there. So he
Oh,
had he had really invested a lot,
wow.
in his program in the youth. So when I had to break the news to him that I decided, to go to college,
Yeah.
he did not take it well, and
At
him
first.
hang up the him, yeah, him hang up the phone for me, like, him like, but I could have understand, he's probably saying like, I've invested so much in this young man, and
Oh,
this young man is just gonna, so it wasn't easy. It was not easy, I wanted to go pro, but I kind of realized that, especially as a goalkeeper, the way Paul Harvey kind of break it down to me, it kind of made more sense, or my chances of kind of going pro, I had a better chance going to college, where now that's the transition that I think is so important. When you leave high school, you must continue to develop, and the decisions that you make after that is going to decide now, what direction your career going, so I think that was very, very important for me going to college, because that really, really bridged the gap between high school and pro. And it
okay.
really, it prepared me. I continued to develop, I continued to grow, and I feel like I would have garnered like some very important attributes that, I would need at the pro level to be successful,
So
you
that
know.
means for some players, the best way to further their development is not necessarily to transition to like the Premier League, though for some it may work, but like I said, the college option, because of the vast level of coaching expertise and exposure to high quality play, is a good way to develop and bridge that gap before you enter the pro ranks. Yeah.
Correct. So if you can get into a proper USL program or a proper academy, I would say take that route. The college level is gonna be the equivalent to those. But to be honest, I think going over there into a fully structured system, with a proper goalkeeper coach, and these guys are preparing you for the MLS, so they have a blueprint of what it will take. It really helps you a lot more to develop and continue to grow. So I think it is very important, and not to disrespect the Jamaican Premier League or anything, because I think the Premier League is good, but I don't think it really, really, really get you ready for the next level. And
Yeah.
if you really look at it, how many teams are in Premier League right now? Maybe 12,
14.
14. But if you go around and look at those clubs, how many of them actually have a proper structure in place as it relates to nutrition, proper training, professionalism. Most of these players are probably working and playing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really, develop you. And some of it is we just don't have the resources, and you go to college. Every college in America, to an extent, have better resources than Premier League teams in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So you're going to find that if you have more money and you're more structured, there's a better chance of you developing and pushing forward. So, so in the
Yeah,
end,
that's a very
I made the
important
decision.
point. Yeah, and I mean, and how I mean, you're in sixth form, which means that you'd have whatever academical qualifications you'd have met, and I think sometimes it is also good that you talk to players, because I think sometimes they can be so focused on pro from in high school that more emphasis is placed on the football play than actual schoolwork. Those opportunities presented themselves to you because you also had the academical
Yeah.
qualifications along with the footballing. So players, I'd love for you to tell players like one doesn't replace the other. You can do both and be successful at both.
Yeah, it's very important, an education, and you don't need to be a A student, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need to be an A student, but you must be able to get through. You must have a baseline, and you know that, all right, I'm not an A student, but I'm also not a D student. You're like most footballers. You're fine being a B or a C student, but you can't be below a C, because then you're never going to get into the college level, and you don't need to be Bill Gates or the smartest person in the world, but you must be able to do your schoolwork. You must be able to get it done, and it is very important, because again, not everybody is going to make it as a professional footballer, and then if you have an education, you can always fall back on that. And that was also one of the things that Paul Harvey kind of break down. He's like, listen, it's a win-win. You go to college, you're getting a degree, and you're enhancing your chances of going pro. If for whatever reason you don't go pro, you're still coming out with a degree. You're going up on a full scholarship. There's nothing, there's not much to lose unless you go into the system and just completely lose your way. So I think it kind of made sense, and after me thinking about it and all of that, it just kind of, when you do the math and you calculate everything, it just seems like it was a calculated risk.
Yeah, but I mean, this is such an important conversation. Just what you're saying. I mean, do you have just for you? I mean, we don't ever get to the football thing, but just listening to you, there are so many schools that have youngsters who need to hear this from someone who they have seen go through the system. Like for a Paul Young, for example, to share it, or a Dean Sewell from the 1990s. Some of these youngsters can't relate to them because they have never actually seen them play. They have seen you, they know you. Do you have, like someone is asking, a type of mentorship program where you meet with, like, or you talk with, like, some of these youngsters in fifth form going to sixth form about stuff like this, about having that opportunity? Because the negative influences are probably right there in their ear every day, you know. How often do they hear like this sort of information from the Andre Blakes of today to kind of inspire them to take the same strategic steps that you take, to bring you to the place that you are at right now?
Probably not enough. And to answer your question, no, I do not have a mentorship program, as yet. But sometimes while you're still playing, you do try to see how well you can share your story or try to help a youth along the way. But it's something that I'm definitely working on. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you don't have enough persons really preaching, you know, the right thing. So you kind of find out that sometimes the bad always outweighs the good, and most times, the right thing is always the harder thing to do, and it's important that these youths have to kind of take up the onus on themselves and know what they want and know what they're about, because you're gonna have persons that are gonna try to pull you in different direction. I mean, the way the conversation went with me and Brandon after I told him that I was going to college, it wasn't easy. It was a hard conversation. Just imagine you going to a person that invested so much in you to tell them that, you know, you're going to college, and at that point he knows that everything that he would have invested, it's probably gone, because when he could have gotten me sold, on a nice little transfer fee coming in, me going to college now, that all of that kind of gone through the window. So it was really hard, but at least I know that, this was, I'm not going to say the right thing, now I can say it was the right thing because it came to
Yeah.
fruition, but at the time I didn't know if it was the right thing. But I know that I know what I wanted, and when I did the calculated risk, this would have given me the best,
Opportunity.
opportunity or the
Yeah.
best chance to really, if I didn't make it, then oh well, at least I could have said I gave it up, my best shot. So making that decision would have given me the best chance of making it in pro. So it was uncomfortable, but I had to do what I have to do, and that's now the youths of today, they have to understand that, being different and being successful is never going to be comfortable. It's never going to be easy. You have to be able to make the uncomfortable decisions and be able to be comfortable, being uncomfortable, and understanding that you might be the only one in the room that stand up for what you stand up for, but that should not let you not stand up. You know, if
Yeah.
you know what's right and you know what you want, even if there's 100% in the room and 99 saying something else, you stand up because you know what you want, you know what you're standing for. And what if that 99 is wrong and you are right? So
Yeah.
yeah, but I think it's so important that the youths, they need to have, some level of education again, because it is necessary, not just for football, but to
Because
get
you
to
just had
get
you
through
just had
life.
your goalkeeping camp, which is the first one, right? The
First
inaugural
one,
is
yeah.
the first one,
Yeah.
the Andre Blake Foundation at the Captain Horace Burroughs Center. I think you had close to
Hmm.
20 goalkeepers.
Was like 24.
24. So
Hmm.
outside of the technical development on the field, was some of these conversations had with the goalkeepers who were there, because I think all of them are in the high school system at this time, probably even
Yeah.
looking to go to sixth form and applying for colleges and stuff like
For
that.
colleges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We had so it was 2 days, and on the second day we had a lime session where it was like, we were in the classroom, and I kind of just shared my story with them, you know, all the way up, and kind of explaining to them that, it was never an easy path for me. Under 15, I got cut. Under 17, I couldn't play. under 20. I never played, so it was there. I went through a lot, a lot of adversities, but I just had a mindset, and the mindset and Father God is what really, pulled me through. So I kind of had to level with them and said, listen, like, there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations. I could have given up a long time ago because a whole heap of adversity, one after the other. But I can explain to them that in those times, I didn't get bitter. I got better.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
because
that
you're
was.
actually cut. Yeah, you're cut from under 15 team. You're born affected. You playing under 17, right? By the time
Yeah, yeah.
and
But then when
and
I
then under
did
20,
play,
yeah, you didn't
when
get
I
any
did,
game.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
I couldn't see the field
Who are
under
the
20.
keepers in front of you in the under 17 team?
Under 17, it was O'Neal Wilson, and that was Wagga Boy. Made his soul rest in peace. But I used to go to Calabar, play with Wagga at Medhaven.
Medhaven. Oh
So Wagga
yeah.
had a bunch of
And
Medhaven
Wagga
players
was
in the
in
under
charge of the
17.
team.
Yeah, and so, and then Dennis Taylor was
Oh,
up there as well.
Pepper.
Gary's
Yes, because
McPherson.
you and Pepper were also part of Paul. Was it named Paul Campbell? Paul Campbell used to do some
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was O'Neal. My crop was O'Neal Wilson. There's a goalkeeper from St. Elizabeth, Robert Clark. You have Gary's McPherson, Dennis Taylor. But and they all had talent. But the mindset,
Yeah.
the mindset
So what is the
that I
difference
had from
between
a tender
what is
age.
the difference between or what is the mixture between talent and mindset? How important is what is more important, having the talent or the mindset? Would you rather take somebody with the right mindset and little talent, or somebody with high talent and the wrong mindset? Which one is better to work with?
It's it's a tough one. It's a tough one because character, you can't really train character,
Yeah.
and a talented person is always going to be talented, but hard work can beat talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. But that person that does not have the talent but have the mindset, he's limited to an extent. As I always use the scenario that no matter how strong my mindset is, I will never be as fast as Usain Bolt, and Usain Bolt will never be as good of a goalkeeper as me.
Yes.
So that's where I try to explain to people that you have nature, and you have nature and nurture. So you have to have that baseline, and then you build on that baseline, because without the baseline, you'll never be as good. Usain Bolt did born for run, me did born to be a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So no matter how much training I do, I might be able to become faster, but I'll never be as fast as Bolt. Bolt, no matter how much training him do, he's not a natural goalkeeper. So you can build him into something, but he's going to be limited.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Absolutely.
I didn't pick one or the other for your question, but I think I kind of
Answered very
justify
well.
some things.
Yeah, that is. Listen, man. All right, I like to honor people's time. You did say solid 30 minutes, and we're just getting started, but it is actually a solid 30 minutes. So I
I,
don't
I'll,
want
I'll
to.
give you I'll give you 15 more.
All right, so let me use, because someone is saying, Blake, what let me just get somebody, because there's so much to get through. What motivates you to keep going? If you were to choose another position on the field, where would you like to play? I can tell you
What
that, but nothing much.
motivates me? You need to have the training clip to pull up right now. But what motivates me? Family, family, and I'm self-motivated. I think nothing beats self-motivation, because while someone can motivate you, you're gonna run dry at some point. So self motivation is the most important motivation, and then you have that person to kind of top you up. If you have a 70% self motivation, then you can look to people around you to give you that 30%. But if you only have 30%, that 70 is going to be too much for persons to fill you up, and you're gonna run in trouble there. So yes, so family motivates me, and I don't know. People say I'm special, but I just had this mindset from a younger age that this is what I want, and I know what it takes. So on days when I don't feel like training like today, but I'm still gonna do it. I know that how am I gonna be different? You have everybody can do it when it's easy. Can you find the motivation within to do it when you don't want to do it, and that separates you
Mm. Yeah,
from
I know that
from
your
the
father
rest.
also, yeah, your father also played football in Clarendon as
My
well.
entire family. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
you
from
have
a
a brother
football
that played.
family.
Yeah, so
I'm
it
from
was
a
obvious.
football
Yeah,
family. Yeah,
because I
man.
heard that your father was a big footballer. I heard that
Listen,
your brother could
center back
play.
and striker. Like everybody in my family play. Nobody just like never make it like that far. But my from my uncle, from my uncle's daddy, brother, grandfather, everybody play.
Okay, okay. So you spoke about right being cut from U15, couldn't play at U17. Then you got to U20, and it is the same thing now. Having gone through all of these in college now, did you ever believe you're going to even get called for the national team? Did you like lose hope at any point? Like this don't even make any sense because you're such a good goalkeeper. And you know how the system is without getting into the system, depending on who the coaches are. Sometimes a majority of the players may come from a particular area or a particular place. That's just many times how the system work. How did you get past that to still, like I said, keep working hard and knowing that I will get a next opportunity. I will be called up to the national team. Having missed U17, basically miss U20s, I will be called up. What made you still believe that that would still happen? Um, kind of having experience where you know in yourself that probably you are a better goalkeeper. And it's not that the others were bad, but you believe that you're probably better and was overlooked. What made you not give up? Like some players, and I'm asking this because there are players who believe the system has been wrong to them, and they just give up on, you know.
So I I would be lying if I said I was never discouraged at points, but I knew what I wanted, and if I hear them say I made up mind, like nothing is stronger than a made up mind. When you make up your mind to
Yeah,
something, and I never know if I would actually make it, but I was just giving it my best shot. It's like the guy where fail with the light bulb 900 how much time and then him finally get it. Like I just keep on going. I just keep on going. Like I was more I was more encouraged than discouraged. And every time it's almost like every time an obstacle come or every time adversity come, I just like I never gotten bitter. I just say, okay, another one. How can I take this one down? And I take it down and I jump that hurdle, and then the next hurdle come and I jump that hurdle again. And I don't know, like something within me just kept me going.
yeah,
I just like, you have different people in this world, people that, adversities motivates them, and other people where adversities them
destroyed by it. Yeah,
just so it can either make you or break you. And I just had that mindset. You know what, I can't swim, and if I swim I have to go swim to make it. May I go make it. So I think it was the made up mind that really carried me through the tough times, because the mind is
yeah,
most important. And if you can really condition that mind and really strengthen that mind, you can you can really be successful. I don't think people realize how much the mind have to do with everything,
The
because you can
battlefield of the
train so
mind.
hard.
Yep.
Yeah, man, you can train so hard and have all this talent, and if you go out there, you can't control your mind. All the training is for nothing. All the
Yep.
hard work is for nothing, because you're going to go out there and it's like you're going to be nervous or something, and you're just going to freeze up. Or so at the end of the day, and then goalkeeping for me is 70% mental and 30% actual physical.
Yeah.
Outfield players is probably a little bit different because they are running around and instincts all the time. The goalkeeper half the time standing there, and if you can't keep a clear head while you're standing there doing
Yeah.
nothing, you're in trouble. You're in big
Can you
trouble.
go have a own and a moment.
You're going to be in big trouble. So
Yeah. Yeah. So let's you're the first one of the first goalkeepers. You're still the only goalkeeper to be drafted first in the MLS?
yes,
Number
sir.
one, up
Yes,
to this
sir.
point, a lot of people don't know that you're the only goalkeeper to be drafted number one. What was that season like? Because I know like a couple of the players, because it was a third year, which means if you never got drafted, then you couldn't go back to college.
I
Because
could have. I would
oh, you
have
could have.
had.
Oh,
I would have had my senior year.
okay. Because I know
Yeah.
Romario said that when he opted to get drafted, he could not go back. So it was really like a part of the risk that he had to take. Believing in himself. But did you know that you're going to be the number one? What was that season
I
like
had
leading up to that?
I had no idea. I had no idea. I know. I wanted to leave from the year before, actually. So after my
Yeah.
second year, I told my coach I was ready to leave, but he didn't want me to leave because, like any coach, you don't want to just destroy your team without having the adequate replacements. So he didn't have a goalkeeper lineup to fill the gap. So he didn't want me to leave, and there was a fallout because I packed my bag and I go home and I say I'm not going back to school. I packed my bag.
What?
Yeah, man. It. I packed my bag. I went home. I said I'm done because I wanted to enter the draft, and he told the coaches that I wasn't ready, and I said you can't do that because I was ready. Pack my bag, go home. So I'm done, and they not coming back, and them even recruit a new goalkeeper. And I don't remember who. I think it was coach. He kind of circled me, and I'm like, all right, listen, let's get on the same page. I'll make sure I announce it at the beginning of the school year that you're leaving at the end of this year and all of that. I'm like, all right, if you can guarantee me all of that, I'll come back. Again, destiny, because if I had entered the draft my second year, I would not have
Being the number one.
gotten drafted number one. Because he did end up saying that to me towards the end, where he said this year the draft is
Big high quality.
is very, very strong, and me doing my thing, I would have gotten drafted, but probably not number one, because again, no goalkeepers ever been drafted number one, and it's not like there haven't been like really good goalkeepers. So me going back, and doing the same thing that I've done 2 years, a third time, that kind of also turned some more heads and cement some more space and all of that. Because I won goalkeeper of the year 3 years, best
Oh,
11, all
all, all,
American,
all, all 3 years you were
all
goalkeeper of the
3 years
year,
goalkeeper of the
and two
year.
years, 2 years you were all American. Second
No,
year,
3 years I was all American,
okay, I didn't know you were all American.
best 11 in college, everything. So I won all the personal accolades in college,
Did you
all
wa-
3 years.
did you want to go to did you want to go to like was Philadelphia like
Listen, Philadelphia was not even out of the 20 something teams. Philadelphia was probably second to last, because you go to the combine and you play games for like 2 days, and like, I think in the end you're gonna play like 3 games. I didn't even play the first game. They hold me out on the first game because I had this irregular heartbeat, and they said they cannot have me play until I get clearance. So I didn't even play the first game.
Oh,
So I
was that
ended up
panic? Was that panic like you
no
because of
because I knew it. Like so the Islanders tend to have a different pattern heartbeat than what they're
oh
used to. So once they see that, it kind of trigger them. But they want to be sure because even at my club now, I have to. They know what it is, but I have to do it every year just the same.
okay.
You know. So yeah, so I played 2 games at the combine, and I was the best player at the combine. So now you meet with the different teams, and based on meeting with them, you can detect the level of interest that they have in you. I didn't meet with Philly until the last day, and it was for like 5 minutes or less. It was because then Philly, it was DC. I didn't even meet with DC, but Vancouver. Vancouver would have done anything to get me, but Vancouver had the 3rd pick
So they'd have to trade up.
at the
I
time.
hope that Philippa
Yeah.
the number. Okay.
Yeah, so actually no. So it was Philly had the Philly had the 3rd pick. DC United had the 1st pick, and Vancouver had the 2nd pick.
So how
But
did
Philly did not need a goalkeeper, huh?
so how did okay, go ahead,
Because they
We're
had a
listening.
young goalkeeper at the time, so they did not need a goalkeeper because they had a young goalkeeper who they have just invested in. So draft day now, Vancouver was trying to because Vancouver knew that DC did not need a goalkeeper, so they didn't need to
Oh,
trade up. They could have wait. They could have waited.
so okay, right, right.
DC did not need a goalkeeper, so DC could have picked who they wanted, and then they would have gotten me at number 2,
But okay, but Philadelphia
right?
traded up.
So on last minute, Philadelphia trade up,
Whoa.
trade for the 1st pick, and snatch me.
That what
I
that
had no idea.
but look how it worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's that
it
way.
probably was a business move as well because for them it's like okay, this guy's the most talented guy at the draft. You know, we're not gonna pay a dime to get him. Why not have 2 really good goalkeepers? You can always um, trade him or sell him or whatever in the future. So it was more like, listen, he's available. He's very talented. Why not?
Yeah. And you had other Jamaican talents during the time at UConn as well. Um,
Yeah,
which would have helped you in terms of just because you'd have been living in the States, probably, just being there, it was good that you had other Jamaicans. I think O'Brien White was there and Priestley was there during your
so
time.
no, those guys are a little bit older, but when I went there were 2 Jamaicans there as well. They didn't really make it big, but there were 2 Jamaicans there that really, helped me to settle in
Nice.
because this was me moving from Jamaica to freezing cold Connecticut, and it was rough. And again, I could have gotten lost in that system easily,
Yeah, man. It's so many
but
just
I had a
these very
mindset.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Now,
man, I was just saying that I could have gotten lost in that system as well, and even preseason was very challenging times. But
in
I had
Philadelphia,
a
because that's what I'm saying
mindset.
that
I knew what I
you're moving
wanted.
from
Yeah,
Yukon, no, so from Jamaica to Yukon, from Yukon to Philly, all of these transition moments in your life. How was, just the adjusting and getting used to new space, new people? You know, um, yeah. I mean, like I said, it is the mindset. What kind of support system though did you have around you? Like you said, some of these youngsters need more mentors around them. What's that? What was your circle like in terms of family or friends and coaching system that you think, it was a good thing these people are here to keep me on track? Like I said, 70% is self motivation. The other
yeah,
30% came from where?
yeah. I was about to say that. The good thing is that I was strong enough to hold on. To what I wanted, but my family again. My mom. you know, she supported me right through, and she did a really good job, raising me, knowing, what's wrong from what's right, and not follow nobody, do the right thing. So she really did a good job. So when I had to go out on my own now, I did lose those principles that I grew up on. I kind of really just carry those with me to kind of help me navigate, but my support system was God, my mother, and a few uncles, brother. But I don't reach out to people a lot, and that's been me from ever since because I'm shy, so I don't really reach out to people, and it's not because of anything. It's just I just some mistake.
Yeah, if they don't want to hear, tell them no. I can't. I can't. So you're not gonna ask anything, people. Just gonna go through and do it the Blake way.
Mhm.
Yeah, but listen, like again, so we probably this is further. Like many Jamaicans, right? One, we just had a discussion recently where they said that you have never had a bad game. Like we had an award on I Am Sure Sports where you were the senior reggae boy of the year, and people were trying to look back and find when has Andre Blake had a bad game for Jamaica, and nobody could like put their hand on a game where they could say that we have to blame him for us losing that game. But 2017, they believe, was one of your best year for Jamaica. I think with that Gold Cup run that we had into the finals, they thought like you were, especially at that Gold Cup, phenomenal. All right. What was that experience? And in fact, many people believe that you should have been done with Philadelphia at that time, gone to Europe. There was this big debate I had on radio that you were a top 10 goalkeeper at that time in the world, and people said that I was crazy because I could all the keepers in Europe. But there was a lot of things going on about you during that year at Philadelphia and with the national team. Talk to us about that. And yeah, and you were injured in that Gold Cup as well. You had some
Yeah, I
injury.
got injured. I got injured in the finals. I had to
Yeah.
come out. But yeah, that 2017 was just, was a great moment. That's interesting because I got drafted 2014. I never played 2014. I never played 2015. I started playing 2016. I won goalkeeper of the year for Philadelphia in my first year as a full-time starter. And then, that carried over into 2017. So I was really in a really good run of form, because I guess all the waiting and the getting better instead of bitter just build up, and when the gate fly, me just decide
Okay,
say,
so the gate flew open in 2017.
no, it
No,
fly open 2016 because remember I won MLS goalkeeper of the year 2016.
no, I'm not talking for the national team. It was 20
Yeah, for the national team.
team,
Yeah,
20, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But even though I won Caribbean Cup 2014 with Jamaica. I won
Yeah, right,
Caribbean
right.
Cup
With Ricketts
2014.
and Ricketts was the number one.
No, no, it was me, Dwayne Carr,
Oh,
and
oh.
Ryan Thompson. It was under Schaefer. Yes, I
Yeah,
won. I
yeah,
won
yeah.
Caribbean Cup. That was held in Montego Bay, Kitchener.
That's 2015. It's
Was it
2015.
15?
I think it was.
No.
It's 14.
Yeah, because I did two knee surgeries 15.
Oh, jeez.
Wait,
Oh,
wait. I don't remember. I
I
got
don't.
drafted 14. I remember Schaefer calling me and say, it might have been 14. Might have been 14. But
Okay.
I don't remember for sure.
But
You have to
2017 was
know.
a breakout year.
2017 was the breakout year for national team. Brighton came, contract and everything sent over. When they do the checks, Jamaica never ranked low enough,
Hi. Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and for long enough. So I
Oh,
couldn't I
jeez.
couldn't secure a work permit, and then Crystal Palace came um, deadline day, trying to see if they could, push it over the line as a more established club, but I wouldn't say they couldn't, but they weren't willing because you had to pay uh, a certain amount transfer fee if the
You
player
don't
that
meet
you're.
up to the if you're not in the top 50, I believe, at that time.
Yes,
To
yes.
get
So
the
you would
work
have
permit.
they would have to pay a certain amount to show that the player is a very special player, and they said they just couldn't afford to pay that money on a goalkeeper. So that's kind of, I guess that was my opportunity to go to England.
No, the first set of opportunities, because we still believe, like January you can go to
Yeah,
the
it haven't come again. And I still believe too, I still believe. I'm still. Sometimes I
because
don't think about it because when I
I
think
think yeah,
about it,
yeah.
I have too much questions pop up in my head as to why, and I just kind of get confused because when I watch, I say, then why? Like, people take chances with who they want to take chances, and people give people an opportunity,
Telling you, like
and but I keep saying the person who's supposed to believe don't believe it, because that's
yeah,
that's the only thing I can say. Because if you believe in a person, I would never mess up 150 times. You're going to come out and you're going to defend them and you're going to protect them because you
yeah.
believe in them, and then if you don't believe in them, they'll never get a chance.
I think
So
Luton wanted you. Luton wanted you when they got promoted, and they took Tim Krul in
again,
again.
again,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
agent
yeah.
reached out to me, said Luton is interested. I'll keep you posted by the end of the week, and I just never heard back. So I feel like maybe one day God will reveal it to me, but there's something that I don't know that, you know, somebody don't believe that somebody don't believe somebody
Yeah.
probably don't think I'm good enough because,
I don't believe so.
but what else? What
Because
else is
because
it?
remember, Matt Turner did an interview, and
Hmm.
Matt Turner like paid tribute to you,
Then what
basically
is it,
confessing,
Mr. Man?
and
Okay.
he is, and
Then what is it?
he's in the Premier League.
I know.
I think like part of it, I think, was that time, like in 2017, because like someone just said, if you had not gotten injured, I think Jamaica would have won that Gold Cup. I could have been wrong. Maybe we could have still have won it, but I think if you're in the goal, I feel like our chances of winning that Gold Cup, but you got injured, the probabilities would have been higher, right? I could be wrong. That is just be
Yeah,
and
nobody knows exactly what would
yeah,
have happened, but we were on a run. I was in great form. I was the captain. So who to tell what would have happened? Maybe me having another outstanding game could have led to it, as well as we could have lost just the same.
yeah. I
Nobody
think
knows what would have could have happened.
I think if you're anywhere else, like in Europe, it'd have been easier. I think sometimes though MLS is structured as like ownership of the players. I think sometimes it makes it very difficult for
I don't
players.
think so. I don't think
Yeah,
so
I
because
always feel like that
no,
if you're not an
because Zach
American player, it
Stefan.
becomes yeah. Go ahead.
Maybe that's it. If you're not an American, because I mean,
American player. Because the only one so
yeah,
far is
because
Mikel Almiron from Atlanta. You think about the players who are non-American who has moved. A lot of the players who moved to MLS are actually the American pros. Are the American they're part of the American team. But outside of that, I think MLS somehow they it's I don't know, like I just feel like it has something to do with how it is done. Where it is
I mean, you're going. The right thing to do is to push for your own and fight for your own. So I mean, at
yeah.
the end of the day, you answer this question and be honest. If you are the president for U.S. Soccer and you play against Andre Blake and Andre Blake play for Jamaica, and Andre Blake playing in the MLS, and Andre Blake is really good. You want Andre Blake to transfer to Manchester United to go get even better, and then Andre Blake is gonna have to come and play against the US.
Well,
Think
that's the
about
point.
it.
No, but that is the
You
point
know.
I'm making.
So at the end of the day, you cannot even blame them because they're gonna push for their own, and I have to
Exactly.
understand that.
Exactly. So
You
they
know,
want
but
Matt Turner to get
maybe,
better. They send him
yeah,
away. When they want
yeah.
players to get better, they send them away because that is
So
going
I
to
guess this
build.
JFF needs to send me away.
We're not going to wait on that one. You understand me?
Somebody not doing their job then, man. Because I'm still here. The only goalkeeper to have one MLS goalkeeper of the year 3 times. Drafted number one, been playing, been consistent every year since 2016. Right? That's 7 years.
3 years in a row, you were
Not in a row, but the
no,
only
in college.
goalkeeper.
No, man, in college.
Yeah,
In
in
college.
college,
So
yes,
it's coming
yes.
from
3
college.
years in
It's
a row.
not, yeah, 3
Yeah,
years in a row.
yeah. So it
All American, yeah.
you know, it came right up. And again, it just, nobody wants to take the chance on the youth.
And this is what I'm saying. When Jamaica were up there, all the goalkeepers, the Mexican goalkeeper was in Europe, the Costa Rican goalkeeper was in Europe, the Canadian goalkeeper was in Europe, and the American goalkeeper was in Europe. And that Jamaica was right up there with all of them.
Yeah.
And you were in the MLS. So sometimes I just feel like a part of it is how the MLS is structured. But I still believe like you're still just what we saw from you in 2023, you're still right.
I'm ready, you know. I'm ready. And if you really look upon it, I'm playing in the MLS, but I'm playing at the level as these guys that are playing in Europe.
Yeah.
You know, so just imagine if I get a chance to go to Europe and really develop some more, like maybe I that them see and afraid for dust. Me I gonna become the world's greatest.
Yeah.
And they don't want that. But you know, I wish I would have gotten a chance again. It can go two ways. I can go there and I can excel, or I can go there and say bigger than me, but me no say. Me nah go say it's bigger than me because obviously it would take a little bit of time to adjust, but I know that with my mindset, I would have stepped up to the plate and you know, again, even if not a starter right off the bat, which I know I can start and play in the Premier League, because when I play the All-Star games, you know, you're playing against Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, and I do just fine. You know, I know I have the talent. It's just the mindset to know that, all right, you're playing in a bigger league, and then, you know, you just have to understand that it's football just the same. And if you have the skills and the talent, you just need to have a steady mind and you're fine.
Yeah. There you go. I see you looking on your watch. Listen, I want to tell the people, like, because you also operate a good business, because you're a smart man, right? You understand that after football.
I'm there right now. It's not me drinking this beer, you know. It's a wallpaper.
Oh, I thought it was you. Just kidding. But tell the people where it is so they can, because you're at your establishment, and you know it's a good day to come out, and you tell them where can they find you if they're passing through.
So if you're on the highway coming from Kingston, literally, if you jump off at the Maple, it's like 1 minute. So if you're coming from Kingston and you're going to Mandeville, you're going to St. Elizabeth, it's literally 1 minute. So it's not even taking you off route that much. So it's located at the Millennium Mall, Sagicor Millennium Mall, and that's right by the Mineral Lights roundabout. You can't miss it.
Nice cuisine.
And it's shop number 27.
Nice cuisine.
Sports
nice,
bar and
nice
lounge.
ambiance.
Everything is done to order. Yeah,
okay.
Everything is done to order. Nice chill spot, low key, clean music, secure parking. You know, 24-hour security. Nice little chill spot.
So people hear that, nice place to spend New Year's Day. Right? All right.
Correct.
Yeah, my co-host has come on when you're about to leave. I don't know. He was on the program until I was.
No. Andre, you know what happened, Andre? Manning's man is not my friend. So Manning's man didn't invite me on when you were on, because you're the one player I never criticized. So when Damien came on, he brought me on and called me out. But he called me out when you come on. So not my friend at all. Well, I'm putting you on the spot.
I leave that between you two.
But that's a good conversation. I was actually in the gym actually, but good conversation. Good conversation.
Yeah,
Enjoy
man.
the conversation.
Yeah, man. But thanks. Listen, I mean, there are so many things. Like, this is not even like the tip of the iceberg in terms
We'll
of
have
what.
a part 2. I promise you, I'll give you a part 2.
Before you go, Andre, I want to say something. A friend of mine in the UK sent me he posted a video we have an Arsenal chat in the UK. He has a website. And he posted a video of Andre's best save. And they were all going gaga about Andre. And I've always said, I don't understand why Andre is not in Europe, frankly. Because those were some of your best. You know, like how you go on YouTube and see a player playing?
Yeah.
But the player looks brilliant, but there's never end product. When you're a goalkeeper, there's an end product, right? You made a save, it's done, the play starts over. And you had some phenomenal saves on there. So, awesome.
Yeah. So they're asking what's the name of the restaurant. It's not a restaurant.
So it's called Blake. It says, it's a sports bar and lounge.
Yeah.
So it is a restaurant. It's called Blake's Kickout Sports Bar and Lounge.
Yeah. So Blake's Kickout Sports Bar and Lounge.
And if you put it in Google Maps or Waze or anything, it will take you right there.
Yeah. Awesome. Listen, we believe that with what we're doing now, if we, when we win Nations League, and then we go to the semifinals of Copa America and give back Argentina the 3. You understand me? You got me?
Maybe at that time.
If not in January, I really believe that it is not too late. I'm a person who believes, and I think like there's a team in the EPL right now. When I say a team, I don't know which one, but there are teams in the EPL that could really do with a talent like yours. And I know the contract stuff and all of that. I don't know where that it's at, but if not now, I think by the summer, once you stay healthy, just given the talent that you have, one of the areas that you have improved tremendously. I mean, like I said, I've lost debates on radio debating you because people that talk, you see when calling bar, kick out the ball. And even I've seen somebody said people say that you're so good at playing out from the back now. And even you're passing, you're pinging the balls. I remember saying to them, like, most goalkeepers, are actually good with the ball. And I saw that in training, how you play as a center forward.
My name's man. Matt Turner is not good with the ball. I hate to tell you that.
Matt Turner?
I watch him this weekend, and it's a calamity.
Yeah, man. Ajay, but
interview. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, man. But we
interview. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, man. I'm going to allow you to go, and then we can do a second part of this.
Yeah, man. I'll definitely jump back on for a part 2. You can just text me and we can set up a time.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, man. So so thank you to the people, and again, just give them a shout out where they can. What is on the menu today? Yeah, and also tell them what is on the menu so they can pass through and get some. Yeah.
So it's done to order.
And he's not cooking. You understand me? He's not the chef.
You're a big chef. I'm big.
No, you're a big. There's a course. You're a big cook,
I'm low key with my talents. I'm very low key with my talents. But yeah, you can get anything from your shrimp, garlic butter shrimp, curry shrimp. You can get your jerk chicken pasta, Alfredo pasta, lobster, snapper, however you like it, whether it's escovitch, brown stew, steam, jerk. We have wings, we have burgers, we have wraps, we have tacos, we have jerk chicken. So it's a pretty wide menu.
Yeah.
Andre, you have none for the vegan, Andre.
I do have a vegetarian delight. I do have a vegetarian delight.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. All the best for 2024, Skip. And thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate every moment talking with you. And we will do a part 2. Yeah,
all
man.
Right.
Yeah,
all
man.
Respect.
Yes, it's Skip. All right, cool.
Yeah, man. Cool.
That's up.
All right.